Hello there ladies and gentlemen, TX141 here, also known as Paul, and in today's video I shall be covering the details of the inaugural Ace in a Day competition for arcade mode. That's right ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to hang up my flight jacket and let you all take to the skies. As a result, this video will be very little gameplay orientation and more so over the rules, the prizes, the submission details and also any other agenda relating to the competition. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, so to begin with, let us discuss the prizes. For third place, there is a prize of 300 Golden Eagles. For second place, there is a prize of 500 Golden Eagles. And for first place, there is a total prize of 1000 Golden Eagles. In all three cases, I will select one player or one entrant to be the victor of said prize. As a result, I do not intend for there to be, say, a joint third, a joint second, or a joint first place. On top of this, the players who receive these rewards will also have their channel, if they have a YouTube channel, linked into both the description of the video portraying their gameplay, and their channel will be featured on the recommendations list on my channel's homepage. That way, if you are a smaller YouTuber, you can always gain a little bit more publicity through this competition. Ergo, let us move on to the rules. Rule number 1. The gameplay must be taken in arcade mode. Rule number 2. The game must include a score of 5-0 or better. As a result, this means that you will have to get 5 kills in a single aircraft and not be taken out, much like in all the gameplays I use for my arcade reviews. Rule number 3. You may not play as part of a squad, whether that be a squad which you have formed with a person you know, or as part of the Auto Squad feature introduced in patch 1.43, and I will very shortly outline how to turn off this feature via a short tutorial on screen. To remove the Auto Squad feature, please do the following. On the main screen, go to Menu, and then to Game Options. From there, on the main parameters screen, if you begin to wind down, you will see that there is an option here called Automatically Join into Squads. Please use the small arrow to change this from Yes to No, as you can see here. The reason for this rule is so that I get to see you in your element. I do not want to see the off chance that you will take a risk because you have the ability to rely on a squad member to cover your back. At the same time, I do not want to witness a squad member essentially acting as bait, and I feel that way you will be obliged to set up your own chances and play to the best of your ability. Of course, this does not exclude the random circumstances of a friendly teammate who is not part of a squad coming over to assist you when you are in trouble, or acting as a potential bait. Yet, this is a random circumstance, and as a result, that is why I would personally allow it by comparison with squads, as it occurs on a day-to-day basis in War Thunder. Rule number 4. You may use any fighter, heavy fighter, or attacker as listed in the game. As a result, I will not discriminate between the three sets. You are welcome to use any biplane, monoplane, jet, or prop within these categories. The reason for this is so that I get to see you all playing the aircraft which you enjoy, and therefore you are not forced to play with something that you are uncomfortable with. Rule number 5. You are permitted only one submission for this competition. The reason for this is so that everybody gets an equal opportunity at winning, rather than individual players pooling together multiple submissions to try and win. With the rather long deadline that I'm going to provide very shortly, I feel that this is the best way for me to manage both the competition in terms of entry reviews and also to allow you to have ample time and the least amount of pressure to get the best possible gameplay for me to observe. Rule number 6. The deadline for the end of entry to this competition is 1 minute to midnight as of Saturday the 15th of November. As a result, putting this into digital, by 23:59 on Saturday 15th of November. I will not accept any more entries. From this video up until that time, you can submit your entry for the competition. From here we discuss how to submit your entry. There are two methods, and these will be outlined now. Method 1. YouTube. For a number of you who will usually use screen recording software such as Bandicam, Fraps or Dxtory, I am happy to accept live entries of gameplay. These live entries will be exactly what was on your screen as you were playing, and essentially what has been recorded by your screen capture software. If you wish to submit via this means, I need the gameplay plus the two post-game stat screens, the first one depicting your own personal stats and the second one depicting the overall scores of both your team and the enemy team. When you submit this video via YouTube, I want you to upload it with a title in the following form: player, plane, score, whereby your score denotes how many kills you achieved, not the score that was registered on the game. What's more, this video, once uploaded as an unlisted video, needs to be submitted to me via email. This email needs to be sent to the following email address: tx141tx@gmail.com. The email will of course be on screen due to the fact that I have capitals in my email. In this email, of course, you need to post the link so that I may view back the video, which is out of the public eye. The alternative means, i.e. method 2, is replay submission. For those of you who do not have access to screen capture software, do not worry. Once you've got the game that you have enjoyed, please be sure to take a screenshot of both your personal stats and the stats of your team and the enemy team in the post-game screen. Please submit these two screenshots plus the replay file titled in the following manner: player, plane, score, whereby again the score is denoting how many kills you achieved. Please send these three items to the email address tx141tx@gmail.com with the email bearing the same title as the replay file. That way I will be able to watch back the replay and compare what I see in the replay with the stats that you've posted in the screenshots for confirmation, and be able to accept your entry likewise. If possible, I would prefer it if you submitted your entry via method 1. However, I do not mind either method of entry. Okay, so the next question really is, what exactly am I going to judge your submission by? Well, I'm going to use the same criteria that I use for when I review back games which I intend to use for an Ace in a Day arcade review, and these criteria will be outlined now. Number 1. I'm looking for a player who knows the limitations and the strengths of the aircraft they are flying. So, as a result, if you're flying a Spitfire Mark 9 for instance, I want to see a player who's quite aware of the fact that that plane can be used in both the energy and turn fighter roles. Meanwhile, if you're flying out in a Messerschmitt Y9 F4, and a plane which is more of an energy fighter rather than an all-rounder, I want to see you use the plane in a predominantly energy fighter role. Or, if you personally feel it is a turn fighter, justify to me why it is a turn fighter. Criteria 2. I'm looking for a player who is in control of the situations as the gameplay develops. What does this mean exactly? Well, I'm looking for a player who is able to master their aircraft to the point where they can make the most of opportunities presented to them and create opportunities for themselves. At the same time, I'm looking for a player who is always keeping an eye on their surroundings and trying to avoid being bounced whenever possible. Criteria 3. Showing off. I am not interested in seeing a show-off. I am interested in seeing a player who is able to execute with calm and collected coolness. What does this mean in terms of a gameplay? Well, say for example you submit to me an 18 kill gameplay where you achieved say 15 of those kills through reckless head-ons. I will consider this just as equally as a gameplay involving 6 kills whereby the player has on all 6 occasions achieved the kills with minimum risk to their plane and through very careful mastery of a situation. At the same time, this also means that I will not take assists into account. If you were to get 10 assists and 5 kills, I will treat this as an equivalent of getting, say, 7 kills and 3 assists. Once more, I want to judge you against the first 2 criteria and not through the number of kills or assists you get, so long as you get 5+ kills. Moreover, you are welcome to take a plane into a high rating grouping. For example, I commonly take my F6F Hellcat into battle rating 5.0 plus games going up against tier 4 opponents in a tier 2 aircraft. You are welcome to play for Hercules medals, but I will not weigh these games above those of players who are playing against like-for-like battle rating opponents. For the simple reason, everyone is equal and I am not judging you by the caliber of your opponents, but by the caliber of your own skill and mastery. Now, having outlined the prizes, the submission methods, and the overall judgment criteria, there may be some of you who would ask, well, what if by the time of the deadline I cannot achieve an ace in a day, but I constantly get very close? There is going to be a small 150 Golden Eagle reward for the close ace. This gameplay submission from one of you will involve a gameplay featuring 4 kills and at least 1 assist. I will not take any sub-variations of say 3 kills or 2 kills and then assists to add up to a total tally of 5. This gameplay is intended for those of you who have not submitted an Ace in a Day competition submission and as a result want to submit for this competition by itself. The judgment criteria will be the same along with the deadline and the submission methods. Finally, the winner of each prize will be notified up to 2 weeks after the deadline. The 2-week period will allow me to go through footage when I have the time and therefore decide the winner. I will notify you via the same email address that you submitted your gameplay via. With all that being said, if you feel you've missed anything, feel free to re-review the video, or alternatively use the link in the description below to go to the thread on the War Thunder forums relating to this competition, whereby everything I've said will be listed in that post. What's more, if you've got any further questions, do not hesitate to ask by typing a comment below or sending me a post over the forum thread or a private message using the email outlined in this video. I've been TX141, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, take care and good luck in the skies.